Okay, welcome to Prep for A&P Online. I want to give you a brief overview of how to find all the assignments for class. So we're going to start by clicking on our course in Blackboard. And then if you look along the left side of your page, you'll see the different links here to get started. Announcements are found here. This is where I talk about the class. You should see an introductory statement about the class and what to expect and where to go. And then if we go to Start Here Syllabus, that would be the first place to start. The first thing you want to do is print off this course syllabus. So right here is our syllabus for the semester. It may not be fall when you're taking the class, but regardless, your syllabus is going to be at this first link right here under Start Here. And then after you do that, you're going to go and register for our course on the Mastering A&P website. You do need an access code for this class. It's about $60, and in order to access and create an account on Mastering A&P, you do have to have an access code. You can purchase it directly online, or you can buy it in the bookstore and charge it to your financial aid account. So whichever method you want to use, that's fine, but you do need to have an access code if you're taking this online course. When you get to that website, it's going to ask you to enter a course ID, and the course ID is Fundy's Car. That's what you'll need to register for our course. You're going to take homework every week at the Mastering A&P website, and I'll talk about that shortly. There's also a notes packet you need to pick up, and that contains the PowerPoints for both lecture and lab. It's found in the bookstore. It's about $20, and that is essential for our class. So you'll need to walk down to the bookstore or over to the bookstore and get that notes packet. The first half of the note binder is lecture PowerPoints, and the second half are the terms for lab, followed by a PowerPoint for lab. So very, very important you have that to get started in the course. And here's an example of the access code. You can get the textbook with it for $105.67, so that has the access code and the e-text with it. But if you don't want the text, you just want the access code, like I said, it's about $60. So that is essential for the class. Some people decide to get just the access code and use a used version of the textbook, so they have a hard copy in front of them. That's a great idea. You can buy used versions of our textbook online from Amazon, sometimes for as little as $10. So that's perfectly fine, but just make sure you have that access code so you can take homework on the Mastering A&P website. So let's go into our learning modules and take a look at our first learning module. When you open up that learning module, you're going to see I have a Dropbox link here that has some lab practicals. So if you want to practice structures, you can go to this website and let's get rid of that. And there's mini lab practicals over a number of units, so you can just pick the unit that you're interested in practicing for, tap on it, and there's lots of pictures of structures that I have pinned in lab. So if I tap on this first one, I can review and find that bone, and it gives me lots of nice pictures for making flashcards. So that's available for you there. And then our first task in the learning modules page is to take a syllabus quiz. Now it says you must complete that syllabus quiz with 100% in order for the first learning module to appear. So when I click on this, it's going to take me to a test, and I can take it as many times as I want. So after I read the syllabus, I'm going to take this quiz and make sure you hit Save and Submit so you've answered those questions. And then once you do that, like I said, the first learning module will appear. So, oops, I got to go back in there now. So it's important that you do things in order, because once you complete the syllabus quiz, the first learning module is going to appear. So I'm going to take the edit mode off, and this gives me a teacher view of what's in this learning module folder. And here's what I have loaded into this folder. But these folders aren't going to appear on your side until you complete everything ahead of it. So once you complete the syllabus quiz, you get 100% on that syllabus quiz, you're going to see this first module open up. So if I click on this first module, this is week 2, the Intro to Anatomy. If I click on it, this is what you're going to see in every learning module. You're going to see notes found from the notes packet. You're going to see a video that goes over the lab. So you want to be in the second part of your packet looking at those PowerPoints for lab. So there's 2 links to watch YouTube videos of me going over the lab content. Then there's going to be a link to go to the Mastering A&P website and complete some homework on that topic. So we're in Intro to Anatomy. So if I click on this, it takes me to Mastering A&P, and I sign into my Mastering A&P account. And once I do that, and I'm registered, here's my assignments that show up for Mastering A&P. So I'm going to go to assignments, and it's in calendar view, and I can see, okay, I've got lecture and lab homework due for Intro to Anatomy. That's going to be due on the 21st at 10:02 p.m. and then I've got the next chapter due the next week, and so on. And I can look throughout the calendar and see that there's homework out here that has specific due dates. So if I go to assignments, then I can see those homework assignments. They're going to show up. So I can see they run down the side here, and I just have to click on them to get them to show up. All the homework assignments. So you just look for it in the list and take that homework assignment. So that's the Mastering A&P website. Once I'm done with that, I can go back to my learning module folder, and then I'm going to watch, then when I'm done with the homework, I'm going to take my first lab quiz. And once I get an 80% on this lab quiz, I will find the lab exam opens. But you have to get an 80% on this lab quiz in order for the lab exam to open. And I'm going to make a note there that you must score at least an 80% for the lab exam to open after this quiz. So you can take these lab quizzes as many times as you need in order to score an 80%. Once you score an 80%, the lab exam shows up. Once you take that lab exam, then the lab or the lecture quiz will show up. So here's the lecture part. So you can watch this video. It goes over the notes for Intro to Anatomy, the lecture portion, and these are videos going through the lecture PowerPoints, and then you have a lecture quiz followed by a lecture exam, and that's the end of the unit for Intro to Anatomy. So for every week there's going to be a lab quiz to take, a lab exam, a lecture quiz, and a lecture exam. That's every week. Preceding each of those assignments is our videos to watch, which are here, and the Mastering A&P lab and lecture homework, where you go to that website and take those assignments, the Mastering A&P website, which is here. So that's where the homework is. So sometimes I have students asking me, why the folders aren't showing up, and if they're not showing up, it's because you haven't completed one of the 4 assessments, the lab quiz, lab exam, lecture quiz, lecture exam. Very, very important that you proceed in order. So if you go back to our syllabus here and I open up this document, I tell students to open this up and definitely print it out and have it by their computer so they know what's due and when it's due. So if we go to this, and these highlighted things are important because it's something that you're going to need to know for the for the syllabus quiz. I don't accept late assignments, but I do allow one makeup lab or lecture exam. So if you happen to miss something, miss a due date, I do allow one, but I don't allow assignments like the homework assignments to be completed late. So here is the syllabus, the course calendar, and I want to show you what that looks like here. The course calendar is what's due each week. So this is what I recommend printing out. So this is pages 4 and 5 that I would print out, put by your computer, and you can see everything that's due this week. So this first week, there's nothing to be done other than sign up, buy the textbook, get on the Mastering A&P website. This week, it'll say the discussion board is due this Friday by 10 p.m., and then you want to complete all these assignments. So everything for this week is due next Monday by 10 p.m. Everything for this week will be due the following Monday by 10 p.m. So if a week starts on the 21st, which is a Monday, then the homework and the assignments for this week are due the following Monday, the 28th. And those due dates are also shown in the folders where you're in the learning module folders. So be sure that you complete all of these assignments that are listed here and you actually check them off so you're not missing anything to get ready for the next week. So I'll show you the discussions tab here. Discussions will show up as they appear according to date. So this, like, you can look at this one, is not due until this date here. Then it will show up and then you can go in and answer the discussion question. So make sure that you answer the question as well as respond to another post. And don't create your response in a Word document that you attach. It makes it too difficult for readers. They have to download it to their computer. I'd rather you just post your response in the box provided in the discussion board. So if I turn the edit mode off, this is the student view. So there's not too much to navigate around here. There's the syllabus tab. There's the learning modules where all your quizzes are going to be found, and then there's the discussions tab. So there's not a whole lot to move around with other than these three links and then the Mastering A&P website. As always, if you ever have any questions, just feel free to email me or call me at 608-785-9554, and I'd be more than happy to sit down and go over this with you and look at the syllabus together, because we want you to be successful and have a strong start to our class.